my first passion party. I'm with, I forgot
Jamie.
your name. Jade?
Jamie.
Jamie.
Yes. I'm Jamie Lee.
Alright, and I'm eager to see what you have for us tonight. I see the Cat of Nine Tails. Or more.
Okay, we'll get into the products a little bit later. You want me to take over now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So my name's Jamie Lee, and I do passion parties. I've been doing passion parties for just over a year now. My anniversary was in July. So I'm starting to get quite familiar with them. I do passion parties quite frequently, and I absolutely love doing them. A lot of people, first question is, what is a passion party? Okay. Passion party is where you invite a few friends over, sometimes family or whatever. You get some of the girls together, and we come down, we bring a whole bunch of different products that you get to taste and smell and see and try and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. We always start out with the more mild products to kind of ease you into things. And then we start moving into the wild category, mm-hmm. which is, if you've ever heard of a passion party, then that's the portion of the party that you've heard of. Now, first question I'm always asked is, how much do passion parties cost? Mm-hmm. They are free. All passion parties are free. So we come down, we do a presentation, we entertain you and your friends, there's jokes, there's games, there's tips, there's tricks, there's lots of fun. It's absolutely awesome. And it costs absolutely nothing. And one of the great things about hosting a passion party mm-hmm. is that you get free things. Yes. So, I did not bring you a hosting gift.
Okay.
So I do apologize for that. I was going to, and then I forgot to pack it.
Oh, don't worry about it.
So, but normally what you do, aside from having a gift in and of itself, there's in the catalogs, Hostess Rewards brochures, and it's basically just a tier. Mm-hmm. All of your credits and discounts are based on a sales total. So if anybody watching this right now decides to place an order on my website, mm-hmm. then when they enter the checkout, there's a little space for notes. They would say Blog TV in the notes, mm-hmm. and then that would all count towards your party sales. Oh. So that if there's a high enough party sales, or if somebody contacts me and says, hey, I'd love to book a party, I saw you on Blog TV, then you get free credits and discounts because of that.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. So it's always great to do a passion party,
yeah.
because worst case scenario, you get a great night in, it's lots of fun, giggles, tips, mm-hmm. tricks, answers to any of your questions. Best case scenario, you go home with a schwack ton of free swag.
Okay.
So, before we get started, do you have any questions?
Not right now.
Okay. I do ask that a couple of times during the presentation, just because I like to, I generally do more interactive presentations. There's some, basically how your party goes depends on the consultant that you get. So some ladies will come in, they'll put everything down, they'll explain things one by one, and then you go and ask questions later. I love to ask questions throughout, so I get an idea of what it is that you like to see. Number one rule for a passion party, very, very important, all parties are 18 plus. So if anybody watching this right now is not 18, turn off the computer, please. Well, maybe not the computer, but log out of this site, because it is 18 plus, and that's very important. You need to be 18 to buy our products, to be our catalogs, to host a party, to become a consultant. All of it is 18 plus, for obvious reasons. Rule number 2, all ordering, absolutely everything, is 100% confidential. Yeah. So if you're not comfortable discussing anything in front of the group, let's say you have your mom sitting on one side of you and your grandma sitting on the other side of you, which mm-hmm. I have had at a party before. If you're not comfortable discussing anything there, you don't have to worry, because we have a separate room set up so that I go into the ordering room afterwards. You come in, you ask me any questions, you can place your order. Okay. And all of the products are delivered directly to you, so you don't have to worry about, say you host a party, you have 12 people over to your house, and then the next mm-hmm. week or week or two later, you get a giant box of stuff with a list of what goes to who. No. All ordering is 100% confidential, and I make sure it gets straight to the person who ordered it. And number 3, very important, We don't yuck anybody's yum.
Okay.
Okay? What that means is, when you're at a passion party, sometimes we talk about things that generally one person will look up and go, oh my god, where have you been all of my life? And the person sitting right beside them is probably thinking like, So we just keep negative comments to a minimum.
Yeah.
Because everybody's different, everybody has different tastes and different wants and different desires, and my goal is to make sure that everybody in the party is 100% comfortable with absolutely everything. So,
Excellent.
well, maybe not absolutely everything, but as much as humanly possible. I want you to be comfortable and I want you to have fun.
Yeah.
So, we'll get started with some of the mild products, if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay. First one, I show this one quite frequently because it's my favorite product in the whole wide world. It is called Body Dew. Okay. It's an oil. Yay. And you just spritz a little bit on your skin, you rub it in, and it is really great for dry skin.
Oh,
very
wow.
moisturizing.
Yeah.
It feels very silky. Smells very nice.
I do like that smell.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the great things about Body Dew, and the reason why I love it so much, is you can use it in 100 different ways. Okay? First off, just as you did,
Yeah.
it can be used to moisturize the skin, help it feel soft, silky smooth, but you can also use it as a perfume or an essential oil.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay? You can rub a little bit into the ends of your hair if you dye your hair frequently or you have dry, damaged hair. Just rub it into your hair and then your hair feels soft and silky smooth. You can put some in a bath as you're running a warm bath and get that nice heated,
Yeah.
just gorgeous bath. And also, if you happen to have any tattoos, what it does is it'll soak in a couple of layers.
Okay.
It gets soaked up by the ink in the tattoo, and it'll actually brighten your tattoo and help it to look newer.
Nice.
So, it's an amazing product. We used to have different scents. Right now, all we have is the original, which is honeysuckle. So it's, but it's still very lovely, beautiful floral scent, very romantic. Secondary product that I usually show. This is because it is everyone's favorite product. It is my #1 seller, personally, although everybody has a different one. So. But this one is my #1 seller. It is the Toning Body Butter. Okay? That's pomegranate ginger scent. It comes in 3 different scents. So you can get plumeria, coconut lemongrass, or pomegranate ginger. This is an old packaging. Now it comes in a squirt tub like this.
Okay.
So it's easier to apply. And you just put it on, rub it in. It's it's enhanced with aloe vera, vitamin E, very moisturizing. It's also infused with caffeine.
Oh.
So it helps to reduce the appearance of cellulite.
Okay.
And it helps to reduce the appearance of wrinkles.
That might actually be useful for when I do my costuming.
Now, in addition, and this is the part that I absolutely love about it, a lot of our aromatherapy products actually are also infused with attractants.
Oh.
Okay. The attractants is, actually I forgot to take out the perfume. This is Pure Instinct. Okay. This is our attractants perfume, otherwise known as the pheromone cologne.
Okay.
Okay. What it does is
So it does to us women as what wood the smell of wood does to me when he comes home from work.
Well, see, the thing is it's actually unisex. So it can be used by men or women. Do you have a Q-tip?
Yes.
Wonderful. You can't share it with anyone.
Okay.
I'm very, very strict about that because what happens is when you put it on your skin, it will react with your body chemistry and it changes scent.
Oh.
So if you wear it and I wear it, in 5 minutes we will smell different. Okay? So if you take the dipper and then you touch it to my skin and you touch it to your skin, then it's reacting with both. You put it back in the bottle and then the bottle is contaminated.
Yeah.
I can put on this one because this one's mine. Nobody ever uses this. This is the very first thing. The very first thing that I bought myself at an incredible discount when I became a consultant was the Pure Instinct.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Know-It-All.
Thanks for bringing extras because we have more things. I didn't think to bring my Q-tips. So I just give you that. You put it on a pulse point.
Okay.
So your wrists, your neck. I always tell people it's a good idea to put it on your ankles because you never know when it's going to be up around somebody's neck. And basically what the attractants do is they help to release endorphins.
Okay.
So if you're sitting and smelling it for a while, then you start to feel more relaxed, less stressed out, just a little bit happier. Some people experience a little bit of a lowering of inhibitions. Not anything crazy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people figure a pheromone clone doesn't work unless you walk down the street and somebody jumps on your leg. And that is not how this works. But if there is interest there already, like let's say you put it on and you go and give your man a great big hug, then he's going to be able to notice that he's starting to feel more relaxed and more happy. And we all know what men do when they're happy. So it's quite lovely. Now, sorry, we'll just separate those so that one's still able to be used later. Okay, so a lot of our products, the toning body butter, the sugar scrub, the shower gels, all of these are infused with the attractants.
Okay.
So you can wear the Pure Instinct in addition to that, just
nice.
because it smells nice.
Yeah.
But you don't really need it if you've just had the body butter. And one of the great things about the body butter and the shower gels is that these scents stay with you throughout the day. So you have a shower in the morning, by 7 o'clock in the evening, you can still smell it. That's the wrong one. This is the one I was going to go for. So this is the Soft and Silky Shave Cream. Okay. Be careful if you're going to smell it. I've had to kind of boop a couple people on the nose. And the Soft and Silky Shave Cream is an excellent product. It lathers really nicely, so you can use just a little bit, and it'll spread quite nicely. You rub it on, lather it up, wait about 5 minutes or so, and what it's doing during that time is that it helps the hairs to stand up on end, so that you get a closer shave without having to push hard.
Oh, nice.
Okay. One of the great things about that is that since you're not pushing harder, you're reducing the likelihood of razor burn. You're not damaging the skin as much. And you get a closer shave, which means afterwards it takes longer for the hair to grow back. We also have an aftershave protection mist that when you spray it on afterwards, it closes up the pores, makes it take longer for the hairs to grow back. And on top of that, it helps to reduce the likelihood of the little red bumps that you get all over the place.
Oh, that's good. And that might actually help us when we're shaving.
And it's really great also, actually, I've known a lot of men that have said that they use it for their heads.
Oh.
Because if you see guys that shave all the way down to their head and then they end up with little red bumps, usually right at the base of their neck.
I haven't really noticed that on you, but...
Well, I don't shave my head that close.
We're talking like bick.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to bick your head.
He's wanted to bick his hair.
Okay. Well, then you need to pick up some of this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Also great for manscaping. If you happen to have somebody that, you're not sure about how to approach the manscaping, what you do, you pick up the Soft and Silky Shave Duo.
Okay.
So that's the cream and the aftershave mist. And a book that we have by Dr. Sadie Allison called Tickle His Pickle.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The great thing about Tickle His Pickle is, first off, it's all sorts of different tips and tricks. There is a chapter in there 100% dedicated to the manscaping. She's got a great sense of humor. There's little cartoons, so it's just kind of a fun read to begin with. But the second thing, he figures it's present for him.
Oh.
Because there's tips and tricks on, hand jobs and that sort of thing. And so, he figures the sun and moon rise and set with that thing. So, it's all good. And then you can just kind of flip through and go, oh, hey, look at that. There's a chapter on manscaping. What do you think about that? And this is actually one of the great applications of the books that we have, because we have a few different books, and one of the best things about them is that you can look at it and just kind of pick out the ideas that you love, and be like, oh, I was reading in this book the other day, and it seemed kind of interesting, so I wanted to talk about it. We're going to move from there to our last aromatherapy product. Okay. This is the Plumeria hand cream. Okay. So I'll just let you smell that one. The shave cream, by the way, comes in the pomegranate, ginger, plumeria, coconut, lemongrass, and also an unscented. So the Plumeria hand cream, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Did you try some?
Yeah.
Okay.
I smelled it.
Sorry. You should try some. I never really know how to describe this one. Like, it's not, it's a product that I use quite frequently, admittedly, but it's hard to describe how it feels because it's just absolutely gorgeous. One of the things that I love about the hand cream, and I didn't use it for the longest time because I never used to use a hand cream.
Yeah.
But since I became a consultant, I've been talking to everybody that I know about passion parties because I love passion parties. And I think that everyone should talk about sex more often.
Yes.
So I figure if there's somebody that I know and they're kind of uncomfortable with the subject, if I say passion parties and you say, and you pull back, then I want to find something that we have that you love.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's going to be something that we have that you love. I admit that somebody in my family, and I'm not going to say who, because of the whole confidential ordering thing, but somebody in my family would not look at any products that we had whatsoever because she was just not comfortable talking with me about any of the products. And the hand cream was the very first thing that I got her to try, and she bought it and she's used it quite frequently. And it's just a gorgeous, silky, just beautiful feel to it. So I bring it. I always don't know how to show it, but I bring it anyway because
I'm
it's
not
just
a big
amazing.
fan of hand cream because it makes my skin feel dry. If I have to keep reapplying it because it feels like it's drying out my skin more. But no, this stuff actually feels nice.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to have your hands feeling a little bit strange.
Okay.
Now, we're going to move on to this massage. This is where we start to get our toes wet and we get into a little bit of the more wild type stuff, okay? We're going to do a sensual massage, hand massage though. Okay. With the...
Yeah, you don't want to touch my feet.
Okay, so this is the Creamsicle massage lotion. And it's Creamsicle because it is orange. It's flavored.
Interesting.
So after this, you can lick your fingers if you like.
Okay.
I'm actually going to move to my right hand here because I'm right-handed.
One of my favorite flavors too.
So this is the Super Deluxe Mint. Okay.
Feels weird.
It's a little odd. Let's flip you over. Okay.
Feels good, but it feels weird.
Yeah, it is a little bit strange at first. It's kind of odd to get used to. Sorry. That is it's got a soft, nubbly side, okay, for a light massage, and then front. For the pads of your hands and your feet, I usually recommend the more firm side.
Yeah.
And it's great if you get if you have trouble with these muscles right here in your thumbs.
Oh, okay.
It's really gorgeous for that. And then one of the great things about a massage mitt is that it saves your hand. Because, if you're giving a massage and you're like,
Yeah.
and then your fingers get sore and your thumbs get sore and that kind of thing. It's also great if you don't have a partner. Because what you can do is you can turn it inside out. And stick your hand in there. Okay, and then put it on the couch. And just rub it back and forth.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah. So if you happen to have a partner, that I do know a couple of people that are like, oh my gosh, feet, and they get up and run away the second you say, oh, my feet are so tired, I want a foot massage, and they're like, no. And I had one lady come to one of my parties before, and she actually had an issue with her back. She was not capable of reaching her feet. And so what we did was we took the cooling foot cream, which I didn't bring today, poured a little bit inside there, swished it around a little bit, she dropped it on the floor, slipped her foot in, and she was able to give herself a foot massage without having to.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you can do it with the hand cream, foot cream, any type of massage lotion. We'll look at
Just tastes good.
things. You gotta make sure don't lift too much.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things about the creamy massage oil.
Keep the caps away from
Sorry. One of the things about the Creamsicle is that it tends to have a little bit of a almost numbing, sort of tingly feeling to it. So if you actually take it right from the bottle and you apply a little bit to your tongue, it
numb the tongue.
it does a little bit. Not to the point where you're like drooling and going, right? But for anybody who has a little bit of trouble with the gag reflex, that's definitely a great option because it tastes really good.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's a little bit numbing.
Okay, thanks for the warning.
I told you we're getting into it. We're gonna dip our toes and get it wet. Now, here's your second sexy tip.
Okay.
Okay. This is what I've heard. I haven't personally tried it because I don't personally try any of the intimate products in my kit. I admit that there's a reason why my body butter is half empty and why I have 3 different shaved creams in my kit. But I've heard this tip before that you can actually take this, okay, fill it full of lubricant, slip it on top of them, and the next thing you know, he's hitting the ceiling and he's swearing in tongues. So, I've never tried it. I'm not sure what it feels like, but I've heard good things. Next up, we're gonna move to the nipplers. We'll give you one last product before we start going into. Oh, I should have cleaned up.
Napkins or...
Oh, sure.
Okay, so this is a Nibbler's Bliss Ball. It comes in a 12-ounce tub like this, and it also comes in a little 7-ounce chapstick.
Okay.
So, what you can do, and this is how we test it out at the party, because I don't want people testing it out otherwise.
I understand.
I love this. I'm going to put some up too. This is the grape flavor, by the way. Grape is a new flavor that was just introduced in June, and it's part of the summer specials. There's no guarantee that grape is going to be available after September 15th,
Okay.
although it's been very popular, so I doubt that they're going to discontinue it, but technically speaking, it's a summer special and may be disappearing on September 15th.
Yeah.
It smells just like grape Kool-Aid. Anyway, so you start to feel it's a little bit tingly, right? What that's doing is that it helps to rush blood flow to the area. Okay, it's going to plump up your lips a little bit.
Okay.
It is actually one of the best and most effective chapsticks I've ever seen in my entire life, and you don't get that Blistex like feeling to it because it smells and tastes like grape Kool-Aid. So it's awesome. Now, one of the great things about it rushing blood flow to the area and pumping everything up is that your lips are a little bit more sensitive. So if you're going in for a nice hot steamy kiss, then you get that extra sensation to it. It also means that your lips look more full, more kissable, and so
like I need that.
so it's really, really great for ladies who may have a little bit of thin lips, or if you're applying lipstick, then it looks really great. Now, originally this was called Nipple Nibblers.
Okay.
The reason why it was called Nipple Nibblers is because it wasn't originally designed for your lips. And what you would do is you would apply it directly to the nipple, and it would have the exact same benefits. Rushes blood flow to the area, plumps everything up. It's also really moisturizing, so if you happen to have sore nipples, depending on what you've been doing, it helps to...
I'm sure women who breastfeed will probably use that product a little bit more.
Well, that depends, because some women do become more sensitive when they're breastfeeding to begin with, and for that, if it makes you more sensitive, and you're already more sensitive, then that could be a little bit of an issue. And you can use it, like basically what it is, it's a petroleum product.
Okay.
So it's like Vaseline.
Yeah.
You can use it anywhere that you would use Vaseline. I've heard of ladies rubbing it on their cuticles, and they get dry cuticles and hangnails and things like that. It's just whether or not you are willing to deal with the added stimulation that's going to be there as well. Now, one of the great things about nipples, because there's lovely things about nipples, one of the great things about applying it to your nipples is if you've ever walked down a swimsuit store aisle, you notice all of the mannequins have nipples. Okay? And the reason for that is because seeing someone with erect nipples sends a subconscious message to your brain, to his brain, to everybody's brain, that this is attractive. So if you apply a little bit of the nibblers while you're on your way to the pool, you're on your way to the beach, it's sending a subconscious message out there, damn, look at me, I'm fine. And that's just kind of cool. Now, another thing, it's flavored, and it actually has a very distinct flavor. Okay. One of my customers told me that her gentleman friend is trained to the scent and taste of Nibblers. So
Oh.
what will happen is, just out of the blue, for no reason whatsoever, she'll put it on when they're in the car, or, you know, when they get up in the morning and that kind of thing. She gives him one kiss, and instantly that throws him back to the last time that they had used it.
Oh.
So after you use it a couple of times, it ends up being like,
Yeah.
ooh, and it's kind of like a light switch because, well, a lot of men have a light switch.
Now here's a question: does it come in bacon flavor?
It doesn't come in bacon flavor. We were talking
Because
about
I
that
know,
in
I
trade
know
show.
he would kiss me more if it smelled and tastes like bacon.
Yeah, I had an idea once for bacon flavored lubricant. I was going to call it man meat, but I don't know how to develop it, and we don't have any meat flavored products. So ours are all fruity. We have raspberry, strawberry, watermelon, and grape.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Now, one thing very, very important to keep in mind with the Nibblers is the fact that because it's a petroleum product, it is not condom friendly.
No.
Okay. Now, the Nibblers are advertised as being not vagina friendly either. Okay. We always say lips and nips above the hips. I have had some people, some of my customers come back and tell me that they do apply it directly to the head of the penis or directly to the clitoris. Okay.
Oh.
And ask me if, why is it not vagina friendly? Is it because there's sugar in it or that kind of thing? Because, you know, any product with sugar in it can increase the likelihood of yeast infections. So I did some looking into it, and we've come up with some theories as to why it's not vagina friendly. Because there is no sugar in it, it's all artificial flavoring. But it is, like, if you feel your lips again, even now, they're still very, very sensitive, very tingly. Which means that the likelihood of overstimulation is going to be pretty high. Now, overstimulation in the genital area is very painful.
Yeah.
So, the main problem with this, because it's a petroleum product, it is not water soluble. It's not washable. And if you put it on and it's painful and you can't get it off, we warned you that it was not vagina friendly. But again, I do know some people that use it, so if it's something that you want to try, and you just keep in mind that it's at your own risk and that it has been recommended against it.
Yeah.
And
I'll stick with the products that are friendly to the vagina.
And that's what leads us into this.
Okay.
Okay? This is a vagina-friendly product. It's called Pure Satisfaction. It is Passion Party's #1 selling product. Okay? It gets, this is our catalog, by the way. Okay? It gets that page.
Okay.
Okay? It would help if the order form was in there. That page. It is right at the very, very beginning. Full page spread, #1 selling product. Everybody absolutely loves it. Okay? The reason why is because it works. And they even, I was just laughing about this because I had found a link on the passionparties.com website about the Daily Buzz. Passion Parties, I was featured on the Daily Buzz, and they had a doctor come in and talk about just different aspects of sex and why passion parties are so wonderful and that kind of thing. And the host picked up the Pure Satisfaction. She's like, okay, so what is this? This is your, and you know, the president was like, oh, it's our #1 selling product. She says, okay, well, why is it your #1 selling product? Why do people love it? And the doctor said it's because it works. That's why. The main ingredient is called L-arginine.
Okay.
Okay, and L-arginine is actually based on Nobel Prize winning work. Okay, the formula for Pure Satisfaction with L-arginine is based on Nobel Prize winning work. And what it does is, I'll show you that. You can't actually pump it because I've deactivated mine so that people don't try and snag it. What it does is you take one pump, you rub it directly onto the clitoris or the head of the penis. It rushes blood flow to the area. It wakes up all the nerves and it gets everything started. Okay? This is basically foreplay in a bottle.
Okay.
It's everything that Nimbus does, but it does it to your clitoris, which is the penis. It is unisex, so either you or he can use it. And everyone has a little bit of a different effect, so you always want to start out with one pump,
Okay.
and always in a private situation when you first try it.
No, I think having it at his parents' place would be an awesome night.
Well, and you know, I would recommend not for the first time. Because I've heard, you know, some people will get it and they'll put on the one pump and they'll rub it in,
Yep.
and it's just like a slow build. That,
Mhm.
you know, you're getting your feet wet, and then you're just kind of walking in, and oh, okay, you know, it's starting to tingle, and that kind of thing. And some people, they'll put it on, and about 5 minutes later, they're bright pink to the tips of their hair, and they're just like, so, but it's good. If you try it out, okay,
Okay.
if you use one pump, I'm not saying try it out now, but I'm saying if you try it out, if you use one pump and it's not really doing it for you, then what you need to do is add a little bit of extra stimulation.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can go on to 2 or maybe even 3 pumps. I've heard of 3 pumps. I don't recommend it because
I
again,
think
you
one
start.
pump might do it for me because I am very sensitive in that area as
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, and it's always good to start out with one and without stimulation in a private area so you can kind of monitor your own reactions to it. And then if you need to, then you build up with stimulation and everything. Sometimes people ask me how long this lasts. Without any stimulation, pardon me, without any stimulation, it'll last anywhere from about 5 to 10 minutes. If you are stimulating at the time, if you apply it to the top of a toy and use that to apply it and rub it in, then it's going to last as long as you do.
Yeah.
I hope most of you have heard about because it's absolutely amazing and #1 selling product and incredible. So if you haven't heard about it, then just send us a message and we'll send me a message. You can reach me at passionate and then the @ live.ca. Send me an email, I will tell you all about it, or just book a party and then I can come down and bring all this stuff to you and you can actually see and touch and smell these things because you can't smell how nice we smell. Speaking of which, we'll check our Pure Instinct now.
Okay.
Okay? Can you smell mine? Can I smell yours?
Yeah. I might have a mixture of different scents though.
That's okay, you actually have a very nice scent. It's almost like
Wanna smell?
I don't know later.
Smell me!
Mine's almost a little bit fruity and floral. It always is. I love my own. I love the Pure Instinct smell. I'll tell you, when I first started doing passion parties, I was working a full-time job as well as doing passion parties.
Okay.
And this Pure Instinct roll-on is my 3rd one in the past year because what I used to do is anytime that I was stressed out at work, I would apply and I would just sit at my computer and go. It was very nice. I went through a lot of Pure Instinct that way. Anyway, so the Pure Satisfaction with the L-arginine, it rushes blood through the area, wakes up all the nerves. Basically, it convinces your body that you've already been having foreplay.
Okay.
So it's foreplay in a bottle. It is designed as a unisex cream or gel, and you apply it to the head of the penis or to the clitoris.
Okay.
And then we also have G-spot cream.
Oh.
It is basically the same thing. It also includes the L-arginine, so you rub it on the G-spot area internally, and it'll help it swell up, make it more sensitive, make it easier to find, because there's a lot of people out there that believe that the G-spot does not exist.
And it does exist.
It does exist. If you've ever found it, then you know that you have found it. You know that it exists. If you've never found it before,
It's just behind the clitoris. You just...
Exactly. That is exactly what you do. You have a little bunny, peace sign, bunny ears, curve, and there you go. So the G-Spot cream is really great for anybody that's never found the G-Spot before because it swells it up, makes it bigger, makes it more sensitive, makes it easier to find. I do usually do a little spiel about the G-Spot, which main question is, why do people believe that it does not exist? Okay, and that's because it is so difficult to find. It's usually about the size of a dime.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Before you start stimulating it, it's usually about the size of a dime. And it's on the front wall, but it moves based on different factors. Like, just depending on the time of the month, hormonal shifts, whether you've had a baby before, during pregnancy, during postnatal recovery, during menopause, during, different times in your life that's going to be in different places. And so sometimes it's really hard. So what I recommend, other than the G-Spot cream, of course, is that if you touch the inside of your cheek, right there, it's very soft and smooth. And that's what the inside of your vagina feels like. But if you touch the top of your mouth, right there, it's very bumpy and ridged, and that's what the G-Spot feels like. So if you're looking for it, you've never found it before, just use your fingers, kind of feel around until you feel that little rough, bumpy spot, and then keep stimulating it, and that's where you end up with the G-Spot orgasm. Another couple of great tips.
Did you want any water or Pepsi?
No, I'll be good for now. Another couple of great tips when it comes to the G-Spot is that sometimes it is easier to find it when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
The way that I describe an orgasm is, for a clitoral orgasm, it's like standing on the edge of a cliff, and you're kind of looking over, and you see this great view, and you know what's coming, and then you jump, and then you're flying into infinity. Okay? A G-Spot orgasm is like walking into the ocean. So you're standing on a beach, and you start walking, and you can feel it. It feels nice on your toes, and it's kind of cool, and it's just this neat thing, and then next thing you know, it's up to your knees, and you're like, okay, it's starting to get a little bit deeper, and it's just this slow, gradual build until eventually you've got waves crashing over your head and you're drowning in sensation. You have no idea what the heck is going on. That is a G-Spot orgasm, which is why you want to find it. If you've never found the G-Spot, you want to find it. So this is where we're going to open up the other end of the bag. Okay. I'm going to take the Pure Satisfaction and the G-Spot cream. We're going to put them back. And whoop. We'll display for you. This is my presentation kit. This is not every toy.
The actual tickle trunk.
Yeah, this is my tickle trunk. And this is not everything that I have. I always have a hard time because I customize every presentation. So every time before I do the presentation, I unpack and repack my kit, and it's so hard to leave the rest of the things at home because we have so many amazing things. Last night I stuffed this bag until I had a really big party last night, 30 people. And I stuffed this bag in every pocket until this zipper and this zipper started to split. And I still had to leave things at home. Like, I was so sad that I couldn't bring everything. But yeah, so I generally bring a random assortment of things, or anything that you request to see that I bring. They didn't really give me any requests, so I just kind of brought some basic stuff. So we're going to start out with a bullet.
Okay.
The reason why I love starting out with a bullet is because the bullet is the essential vibrator. Okay? If you have 1,000 different toys, you're still probably going to need a basic bullet. If you have never had a toy before in your entire life, a bullet is a great one to start out with because it's not intimidating. It's just small and very hideable, very compact, and yet you can actually get a lot of power with them. Sorry.
That's okay.
This is what a bullet looks like.
Okay.
Okay. This one has a radial dial, so you can just kind of turn it up.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of the bullets are actually very powerful.
That is very powerful. I don't know if you guys can see.
You can put it on the table.
It dances.
It does. Okay. So this is just a basic bullet. You can get a basic bullet very similar to this, $16.50 with shipping and taxes. So if you've never introduced a toy into your relationship before, a bullet is a great one to start out with because it doesn't look like a penis, and it's not going to be intimidating for him that you're bringing in this giant like thing. So when you bring a bullet into your relationship, his first thought is not, oh, she's trying to
That's
replace
not the issue. It's me.
That's okay. And
He wants to bring it in, but I'm just like, no, I'm happy with your penis.
It's all good. Also, one of the things that I love about the bullets is if you go to a passion party, you do have the option to drink. If you're hosting a party, you can serve alcohol.
Yeah.
I try not to let people order that night if they've gotten too under the influence. But I have on occasion had ladies call me the next day and say, what did I order? Just like, I remember going in and I remember picking lots of stuff, but I'm not sure what it was. I do have a 24-hour delay when I put the orders in.
Okay.
So I do my presentation, and then the next night is when I'll put the orders in so that people have time to call me and go, how much was that again? I don't remember. But if you do order a bullet, if you're very new to toys, a bullet is a great thing to order because when your package comes in and you're like, oh yeah, what did I get? Then you're pulling out this little thing and you're not pulling out like this thing, which can be a little bit intimidating. This is actually the bullet for the Flutter Frenzy. Okay.
Oh.
The Flutter Frenzy is a wearable bullet. I'm going to put it on. Don't normally put it on in the presentations. Usually I'll pass it around the room, and if anybody else wants to put it on, then they can. Okay. So basically, what you do, very simple, it's like a bra clasp.
Oh, that is so cool.
Okay, so then you can wear it, and it is completely hands-free, which is absolutely awesome. I've had a tip recently. I showed this at one of my parties, and one of the ladies there, who had already been at a passion party a while ago, said that she bought it, and she loved it, and her husband actually wear it during sex. So when you have the bullet on, so you turn it on, and you can see that the wings
Oh,
are
wow.
all vibrating, so you're going to get that stimulation around the front, okay? And then the tip here is also vibrating. So if you wear it a little bit further down, then you end up with the clitoral stimulation, labial stimulation, and then just a little bit of a tickle around the inner area or around the perineum. So. And the vibration actually travels quite nicely through
That
the
is,
counterpart.
yeah.
And then worst case scenario, let's say if anything happens to the sleeve, the butterfly, say you're really ripping and tugging and pulling on it, and the next thing you know it breaks, then at the very least you still have a basic bullet.
Yeah.
Or if the motor goes on your basic bullet, which by the way that's a great tip, never use Energizer, titanium, Duracell, high quality name brand batteries on your
Okay.
toys. Okay? The reason is because toys are not digital devices.
No.
Motors are not designed for that, and they will blow the motor, and it will stop working.
Oh.
The higher quality toy that you have, which, yes, generally means more expensive, but the higher the quality of the toy that you have, the less likely that the motor will blow, but still, it's not a good idea, because if you're going to put money into something like this, then you want to be able to use it.
So dollar store batteries goes into that.
Exactly. All of my toys have dollar store batteries
Okay.
in them. Or I'll go down to Giant Tiger and I'll buy
Yeah.
like a big thing for $5, and which is good because it means that your upkeep is a little
Yeah.
bit less expensive, you know. And one thing that I do recommend. This is a story that I heard from a friend of mine. Remember, I said our basic bullet is just without the sleeve. It's that little egg type thing with the cord, and they're only $16.50. When I first became a passion consultant, I went into work and I was talking to one of the ladies that I work with. becoming a Passion Parties consultant. She's like, great, I need a new bullet. And I was like, oh, really? What happened to your old one? Like, how long have you had it? And she goes, oh, I haven't had it too long, but, I need a new one. And I said, well, why? And she goes, well, I used Energizer Titanium. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's not a good idea. And she's like, I know, but what a way to go. So you can use them for that, but just keep in mind at that point your bullet becomes disposable. So